Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the ASOTV podcast for The Originals, Season 4, Episode 12, Voodoo Child. I'm your host Mike, and joining me is Dom, Nikki, and Kim.
Voodoo.
Voodoo. I don't have any voodoo dolls.
I do.
Where?
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me at all either.
If I had voodoo dolls, I wouldn't tell anyone, not even you.
I don't know.
Alright then. So... yeah!
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
episode. And,
I knew Haley was going to figure it out like lickety-frickin' split.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that the Hollow was going to get away. If you're going to get into some child's body that makes it like your plan, like where you become the all-powerful being of the world, maybe you should like act like her.
no, but that's
Instead of like the complete opposite of her?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly.
that's the Hollow's whole thing. She's arrogant. She doesn't, she's like, I'm in the body of what could be potentially the most powerful witch to ever exist in all of history. It's like, I've won. It's like, who gives a shit? There's nothing they can do to stop me. So,
I personally liked the way that Klaus found out. I thought that was great.
Oh, yeah, he was
Yeah.
mad. Ooh.
it's like,
Ooh.
that is valuable information. Thank you. I'm going to kill you in the most horrible way possible now.
He was going to kill them anyway.
Yeah, he was, but, now
Yeah, but they like hit a nerve, like hardcore, and he was just
Now
like,
they
okay,
rage killed him.
I'm ripping your
He
your
rage
throat out
killed
now. Bye.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the whole Hope situation is always going to strike him because of the way he explained it to her when she was in that little dream state.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, if you go, I'm going to go back into that monster, and I don't want to, I'm afraid. And, that's why he reacted the way he did when he found out Cole was with her after finding out that he was working with the Hollow, and like this episode where he was like, oh my god, I'm just going to rip some bitches' heads off now. It's just the realization that, it's kind of like what I've been talking about over the last few seasons. You've seen he hasn't gotten softer. People would say, oh, he's got soft because he's grown to love. No, he's a stronger person for that because he's actually thinking before he does things in most cases.
Yeah, he's...
Except when Hope's in danger, then you're all fucked.
For the most part, Hope has given him impulse control, which is
Given
something
him
he
a-
very, very much lacked.
It's funny because Hope has given him a reason to live, even though he's immortal.
Hmm.
It's given him like reason.
A reason to care.
Yeah.
After
guess
1,000
exactly.
years, it's given him a reason to enjoy it more.
To want to survive, to want to protect, instead of just saying, oh, always and forever. We're just, it's an actual reason. He's actually living up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll talk about that at the end.
So Elijah's back. Kim's probably all happy about that.
Boo!
Well, of course I'm happy about that, but I also feel really bad for him. Towards the last the ending scene where Haley's like fuck you and walks out and he's on the verge of tears. I was about to ready to die.
Yeah.
At that point, Kim was like, he should have just stayed dead. He's
Oh,
hurting.
God.
I can't watch him hurt.
Yeah, watching him hurt is much worse for me than watching him die, so...
The thing is, like, I understand why Haley's afraid, because she did see that primal, aggressive, like, instinct of his monster part of him. But that's in his mind, and, like, over the years, he's suppressed it, without Esther's, meddling in his head. He's come to control it, unlike Klaus, and he only used it in those certain situations. He's back to that but she's still like apprehensive because it might come out again, which is Haley, you are a hybrid. You are a combination of monsters. You can't be a hypocrite here.
That's what I'm saying. Remember when she went all like super vicious and was like killing a bunch of people and shit when she was all like wolfing out all the time?
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you really have room to talk? I mean, I
She
understand.
doesn't.
Okay, so you got a kid now. I got it. So you're gonna be super protective of her. I got it. But looking down on Elijah because at one time he was a monster.
So were you.
Yeah, hypocrite.
One
look
time.
what
One
she-
time. Did you not just remember going into Elijah's head? One
Yeah,
time
that's
was
his
him not
His
being a monster.
head.
That's his head. Like I
Yeah.
just said, he's learned to control and
How many
it's
people
But I'm
have
saying
that?
that's not
Okay,
one
okay.
time. We
Okay,
went,
how
how
many
many
horror-
doors?
Okay, wait. Look at how many it's human nature to have a darker side. Period. So there's a lot of people who have dark thoughts, but they don't act on them. Does that mean they're evil?
They were memories. They weren't just like things that he was wishing happened. Those
But
were
they
actual memories.
Still in his head. It's something he did, eons ago.
I'm well
Okay.
aware. I'm just saying it was not
Another-
one time. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
a lot of these things he did out of instinct, out of hunger, and out of protection for his family over thousands of years. What did Haley just do while they were all asleep for the last 5 years? She went out and she killed and she procured things over the 5 years, and Hope was born and alive. She did it in the sake of protecting her family. Elijah, Klaus, all of them have been doing the same thing. So I don't think Haley has any room to say, oh, you're a bad person, because she's been doing the same thing.
Mhm.
It's just now and her walking around and telling Klaus to chill out and shut up and all this stuff in the last like half of the season. It's like she's kind of putting herself on a high horse and like, I'm better than you because I'm the mom. I don't know. I feel like she's overthinking thing, or like not overthinking. She's just, I don't know. It's
She's becoming
doesn't-
overprotective. Like
there's
bad overprotective. Not like being understanding that you're gonna protect your child. Got it. But there's a part where you go overboard and you just become stupid.
Yes, and I think she has reached that part. Ish.
I mean, I give her I give her a lot of credit for bringing her game up and becoming one of the leads of the household, because Klaus is taking a completely different stance on things. But this whole thing with Elijah, it seems like she's just jumping the gun.
I don't know. Do you
Because-
remember when we met Haley in season 4 of the Vampire Diaries?
Mhm.
She was acting the exact same way. She was a self-entitled little bitch.
She was a snot. Yeah, I hated her back then.
She
I was not a fan of her at
She did
all.
seem like the perfect temporary hookup for Klaus back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, that doesn't give her any room or excuse to like judge people for what they have done when she's done just as bad. So
Yeah, I mean that's the point. Is
No,
that
she's just reverting. She's reverting to who she was.
Pretty much, actually.
Because I specifically remember that because she was very similar. She played a similar character on The Secret Circle, but not as bad. Not as bad. She was worse when she came to the Vampire Diaries. And I was like, I thought I didn't like her on Secret Circle. I'd actually prefer her character over this Haley character. And then as time went on, Haley got a little better, and I tolerated her more. But now she's acting the same way she did when she first came came into the universe.
Mm-hmm. All right then.
I guess it's been so long that I forgot that. But you just brought that up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. I didn't like her when she was in Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
She was like dating Tyler and stuff too. you know?
Yeah,
Like,
she's because she really was. Yeah, I remember her being super snotty.
Yeah.
Dating Tyler.
she was perfect for Tyler at the time because Tyler
yeah.
was acting the same way.
Mr.
You know?
Poopface. I miss Mr. Poopface. Anyway, moving on to Vincent, who I have missed greatly for the last few episodes. We haven't had much of him. He is in a trance trying to find a way to... he's basically trying to find a way to get rid of the Hollow for good. Seal her spirit away, be done with it.
Isn't he trying to commune with the ancestors?
He was trying to commune with the ancestors.
Her mom.
Yeah, and he was trying to find the spell that the Hollow's mother used way back when to murder her ass. And that... loud noises. Cats being stupid, sorry. And, just basically be done with the business, like, entirely. So he could sleep soundly at night, everybody could sleep and move on with their lives and all that shit. Well, he gets interrupted by the cult of Creepy, knocked out and his extra creepy book stolen. Now, what? The cult of the Creepy?
Creepy.
I mean,
They really
it's
are creepy.
It's the Hollow's cult. That
The
makes
Hollow
more
Men.
The Hollow Man.
the Hollow Men make more sense than the cult of Creepy, because then you could be talking about Freddy Krueger, who goddamn well knows at that point.
Alright, fine.
I just
Why are
like
you making
Hollow
Freddy
Men
Krueger?
because I love the movie Hollow Man.
Oh,
Man was
with the bacon of the Kevins.
The bacon
Yes,
of Kevin's.
yes.
Anywho, yeah, so the Hollow Men interrupt him, knock him out, and steal the creepy book. Now, I forgot how extra creepy this book was, because it's all like, yeah, so here's a book that we found. It's all about the Hollow. It's got all her magic and and all that good stuff in it, in Vincent's handwriting. Vincent never wrote it. He doesn't remember writing it. So, super extra creepy book. But,
At least it's not bound with your own flesh. I don't remember what movie that was from, but that's the Super Creeps.
Hocus Pocus. The book is made out
yeah,
of
it was
flesh.
made of human skin.
No, it was a
Book of
horror
the Damned
movie.
in
The
Supernatural.
Book of the Damned
was
and
also-
Supernatural was made
Oh,
of a
so it's
nun's
also made of human flesh, yeah.
and
I think
written in
that's
her
the one
blood.
I'm thinking of. Yeah, it was a nun that made it.
Yeah, there you go. That was Supernatural.
Oh, I forgot about it. Yeah, but Hocus Pocus, the sentient book was made with like the
No.
skin of her enemies or something.
Yeah, it was human flesh.
Yeah, well, it's not as creepy as that. It's just, yeah.
That was a kids movie.
There was a lot of stuff in that movie that was not kid friendly.
No, it really wasn't. Back on topic, even though I love that.
Same thing with the movie Sausage Party.
That's not a kids movie at all.
But
No,
it's
it's-
animated.
It's an animated adult film.
Yes,
Conquers Bad for a Day.
with fruit and vegetables and sausage and buns.
And parties.
So it is at this point that Vincent's getting the hint that the business isn't done with the Hollow. Not quite sure. Ancestors haven't sealed her away yet. Wants to know why. They had plenty of time. What the hell's going on here? Well, let's see. Okay, so before we get into the meat of the end of the episode, being everybody thinks that the Hollow's gone and they're all safe and stuff, Klaus is thinking, hey, we did make this deal with Marcel. When all is said and done and she's dead, we're gonna leave. So, I'm gonna go talk to him and make arrangements. Becca has a better idea. Oh, hey, he still loves me. I'm gonna go talk him into letting us stay because he's got the hots for me.
No, he's
No,
got a
he
girlfriend.
doesn't.
She is so full of herself.
He's got a girlfriend that she doesn't know about.
Tell me
Yeah.
Tell me you don't feel anything, and I'll never ask again. It's like, Rebecca, get the fuck out.
So I actually like Sophia during this episode.
Yes, she wasn't insufferable.
I still think there's something up with her.
Thought her name was Sophia.
Her name is Sofa.
Sofa.
She's a sofa.
Well, she was less. She's Sophia because she was not insufferable this episode. In the episode she's insufferable, she's Sofa. From now on.
Okay. Stop being a
Sofa
sofa.
insufferable.
Well, Marcel's whole thing has been he's wants to wake her up, save her from the coma she's in, and he succeeds with some weird serum of happy killy original thorn juice.
Can we talk about how awesome her outfit was?
And, yeah, it was a pretty boss outfit. I'll say that. It was like a jacket skirt thing.
That jacket was amazing.
8 out of 10 should wear again.
Yeah, definitely. 8 out of 10 will wear again.
You're gonna wear it?
I don't think it'll fit him. Maybe one of his like the one side of his body.
Yes, it would be a lovely half vest.
Yeah, she's a toothpick, so
Mm-hmm. Half vest for half my body.
Dom can wear it.
Dom he could pull it off. Get him a good pair of
Excuse me?
heels.
See, I'm too short. I can't wear it because it'll turn into a full-length jacket, and I'll be looking like I'm wearing a trench coat. So
I'm
it has
too
to
tall
be
for it.
I'm not with that. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'll have
Looks
some
like
of my
a crop top.
assets showing.
It's assets.
Anywho, Sophia wakes up and spills the beans. She's not gone. I still feel her. She's around. Not dead. You know. Panic. Like, contingency plan. Find her. Kill her. Get rid of her.
Yeah.
So that's how Marcel finds out. We already talked about how Klaus found out.
This is why I still think Sophia is kind of in the. She's just I don't know. I don't trust her.
Mhm.
Even if she's not connected to the Hollow anymore, I still think she's in it for something else.
Well, as
And
much
she's
as
gonna
she
end-
hated Klaus, she was kind of nice to him this go.
That's also like she just seems really. I didn't trust her before, and now that she's released from the Hollow, I don't know. I'm not certain of her, and I don't like it.
I think she was
She's
kind
bound
of,
and determined to kill Klaus.
and now she's kind of, realizes what Klaus is dealing with. He's just trying to save his daughter from evil that just possessed her. So, she empathizes.
It doesn't change that he killed her family.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, that was the whole reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she'll go crazy and try to kill him again. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway.
She does seem one of those people who, strike while vulnerable kind of people. So we know that's going to happen real soon.
Vincent's in a super creepy book. He needs the book back. In his head, it's the key to defeating the Hollow because it's an extension of her magic. And he thinks he can use it to seal her away. He just needs to consult the ancestors and finish getting the answers he was after in the first place when the Hollow Men interrupted him. Yeah. Plan A, channel Marcel, go in there, get the answers. Plan A fails. Plan B, die.
Yeah, he has to die in order, it's like self-sacrifice in order to power the magic, and it's just like, wow.
So he did it. Went through with
I
it.
mean, this whole thing with the Hollows, all about sacrificing for power.
It's sacrificial magic.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, Esther, she dabbled in that, and we saw how far that got her.
Mm-hmm. Well, Vincent is further dabbling in it, and it's getting him places, including dead.
I don't know if that's a place you want to, really, really want to be, but I guess,
Wait until that hourglass is about to run out. Jab me with this needle. If you're too late, yeah. If you're just a little bit too late, I'm fucked.
I had trouble saying what the drug.
yeah, I don't know.
An EpiPen.
Is that what it was?
More or less,
Epinephrine?
it's that's what it is. That's what you do to
Magical epinephrine.
if you're anytime that your heart stops or begins to like slow, that's what they do in a hospital. They EpiPen you basically.
Synthetic adrenaline.
I know.
Just stick adrenaline directly into your heart.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Don't do that with an EpiPen, though.
No, do
Yes,
it with
don't
a can of Monster.
So you can mutate into Luke Cage or something?
See, if you're actually dead, they have to do it to the heart, into the heart. If you're just failing, they can just stick it wherever.
Still, don't do it with an EpiPen.
Not like that.
That thing is spring-loaded and... yeah. Anyway, back to what we're doing here.
That's why you do it in your leg with an EpiPen.
Vincent finds his answers. And, Marcel. Wow, why did I think Elijah? Marcel successfully wakes him up after fighting off a horde of Hollow Men. It's like, what do you horde of witchy Hollow Men think you're going to do against Marcel? Okay, great. One of you successfully incapacitated him and made him bleed out of his eyeballs. And you fell for the hey, someone's behind you trick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least 10 times a season with this in the Vampire Diaries, someone pulls that off. It's like,
but it works almost every time.
It does work almost every time.
Hey, who is that behind you? Is that like a wolf?
I'm getting with that.
that was
freaked me out the first time.
Yeah. Well, it creeped me out. I was scared for your life. Thought there was a spook behind you.
Oh my god! You should have seen during my $12 stream. Sarah bought me this like urban legend, French urban legend like game, whatever. And you're basically running around in the woods in the dark, and there's like light posts like every so often, and the creature that's stalking you is basically a werewolf with red eyes.
So it was behind you through the whole stream?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot of screaming. I screamed a lot. There was not even the cussing. It was just me, just screaming.
So yeah, Vincent succeeded. Got his answers, got the spell. All that jazz. Now at this point, Sophia tells everyone, mostly Klaus, that while the Hollow had hold of her, the only thing she wanted to do was just drift off to sleep, give in, let it have her. Be all done with it. And she fought and resisted because she knew that if that happened, she was gone forever. Hope's 7, 8, she's still a kid. They're going to need to reach her, as she puts it. Give her a little pep talk, make her realize, don't go into the light.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, she's young
Don't
and everything.
go into the light.
But she's a special soul. I think she has a lot more power. I think I'm glad they went in, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't feel like that the Hollow could push her aside so easily. Even maybe incapacitate her inside her brain or whatever. I don't even know. But Hope's gonna fight back, and she's gonna blow her out of her body and be like, "Nah, bitch."
Hell,
Because
anyway.
She's a tribrid.
Yeah. And Klaus went in, and it gave us probably one of the best scenes of the episode where I kind of teared up. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where he confesses that without Hope, he feels like he would go back to his old self and become a monster again, and he doesn't want to, and he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, while Klaus is in there, everybody shows up at the compound to fight the Hollow. Before that, Freya has a plan, put Hope into the crystal, we'll let her roam around in there, she'll be perfectly safe, and then the crystal explodes.
It's like the Hollow was just like, boop.
Oh look, the Hollow could still project herself in her actual form out and...
Yeah, that was weird that it was all I become all smoke and stuff.
Yeah. So this is after she incapacitated Rebecca, and now she knocked Freya out again. It's like...
Poor Freya.
I mean, I know that they're protected by plot armor and stuff like that, but, the way she incapacitated Rebecca and then Haley, all she has to do is do that to Freya, and Freya's fucking dead. It's like, then she's, I was in the mindset of a villainous...
The Hollow's just, twisting her wrist and snapping necks to everybody, but then when it comes to Freya, she just goes whoosh and then throws her.
I'm just going to throw you across the room, even though I could simply do any of the things I did to anybody else, and you wouldn't get back up from it.
Oh, same with Vincent. Vincent just got a toss, too.
Yeah. It's like, I know, plot armor, all that stuff, but just peeves me.
Plot convenience.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she just butchers her way through everybody. Marcel, Elijah, well, not Klaus. Klaus is in Hope's head. Vincent, Rebecca, just everybody just butchers her way through, all done. And then, yay, Vincent. And I actually thought that this was going to be the end of the Hollow, and the season finale would be a nice, calm episode.
No, what?
Wow. Why would no?
Have you ever watched a TV series before?
Yeah.
Are you sure you've been watching TV shows since you could comprehend?
She's tiny.
You know,
tiny.
it's ridiculously
You see
crazy
that
all the way
tiny
up to
bit
like
of
the last
hopeful,
minutes.
wishful thinking. Very tiny.
And all of a sudden, happy ending in the last 10 minutes. Oh, and then something weird happens the last like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you all get pulled in for the next season.
I would hate for you to be the producer of a TV series.
Well, Vincent
Who
almost
will
had her
him?
because the little tattoo on her arm was just disappearing, almost gone, and then no.
If Mike ever produced a TV series, I would not watch.
Okay.
Because the last episode is too happy. Sorry.
See, from what I know of Mike, he's very creative because he has DM'd for us before, and his storytelling is much better than his critiquing.
Thank you.
So, I mean, there's that, but I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, he'll introduce the major villain in like the 3rd episode, and they'll defeat it in the 4th episode, and have a happy 26 episodes
Not
before
true.
the season ends.
Not true. You haven't been in one of his dungeon sessions.
You haven't. I gave Chrissy, just a side note here, I gave her an artifact. It was a bottle, and there were 2 words that would open it, and I gave her coded messages that she had to figure out to open it. If she used the right one, she now had control of one of the most powerful items ever devised in D&D. If she said the wrong word, the whole party would die. And I didn't tell them that.
Wow.
I think Nikki just found that out for the first time.
No.
Oh yeah, I told you about that a while ago. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I kept telling her not to even bother with the bottle, just give it a name and let it hang on her belt.
What did
And
she
she
name
did.
it? Ted?
Ted.
Ted. She named the bottle Ted. Anyway.
Episode 2 or 3 of our D&D campaign of the one that we do on Saturday, which is Star Wars. My character died and I had to reroll.
Happens. It happens.
That doesn't happen in TV shows, though.
No. They don't. You don't re-roll characters in TV shows.
No.
Often.
Unfortunately.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes you do. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but it's always a different actor that comes and takes their place. That's what I was.
No, sometimes you play your twin brother.
The evil twin brother or sister.
Or the slightly deranged twin brother.
Or, yeah, something like that.
Or an alternate universe version of yourself.
Yep, that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a demon in your body.
Or time travel.
Or time travel.
Okay. All right.
Back on topic. I love
You get the point now? You get the point
Yes.
now? Okay.
I like tangents. They're fun. Anyway, back to this. The Hollow escapes the little binding spell, undoes Vincent's whole trapper thing, and she, whoof, right into Hope. Which seems kind of permanent, because Hope gets up, walks down the stairs. Oh, look, there's that little book. Sets the book on fire, does what nobody else has been able to do, and destroys the book, probably because the book is part of her, and all that bullshit.
Wait.
And then just walks out into the
You're
French
talking
Quarter.
about- Like Vincent did the evil guy thing where he like told her everything that was going on. No, like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just cast a spell and shut up?
He monologued a bit, didn't he?
It's the Dr. Evil effect.
The
But,
Doctor
like, see,
Evil, yeah, the Bond
we-
villain.
He was not the first person to do it, but he was the first person to make you self-aware of it.
Yes.
Kind of was.
But we've seen the Hollow in Hope before, even without the tattoo being
Oh, yeah, I know.
completely. Like at the beginning, like blue eyes, they were, shiny. So I don't think that Hope is completely out of control. That she's gone. I think it's kind of the same thing as when she was first possessed by the Hollow.
Well, now there's a room filled with Hollow Men, and they're being commanded by an 8-year-old.
Room full of Kevin Bacons.
Hilarious.
There's an army of Kevin Bacons. And everybody wakes up, healed. Haley pulls a stake out of herself. Everybody's downstairs, and it's just like, well, what's going on? And then Vince is just like, Hope's gone. And at that point, I'm like, okay, who's going to be the first one to twist his head off?
Haley.
It was about that close. And all the, Hope's gone, I failed, that's it. It's like, there's got to be some other way. It's like, I wouldn't be talking to you if there was. Like, I'd be out there doing it right now.
Dude, you don't know everything.
But then, Haley, like, fucks off. We get the heartbreaking, get away from me, Elijah, all that stuff, out, gone, done. And then all of a sudden Vincent's like, I got it. Like, well, after a very heartfelt, inspirational speech from Klaus, Vincent's, and he says, we made a pact always and forever. Freya, that includes you. It now includes hope. All this stuff. And then Vincent's like, haha, I got it. I got a way to break it and take out the hollow. But it means the end of your little always and forever pact. Like, it's the end of your family.
Well, you get to see the reason why when you watch the promo.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
I don't know. I feel like Freya's going to be the one to go.
Especially after they just gave her Keelan, yeah.
They just built this whole thing up, and she's just, I have to accept the fact that one day I'll die, my family, they're going to live, and, they're setting it up for that.
Yeah, that scene did feel like a very, very heavy-handed
Yeah,
foreshadowing.
it was. Plus, we had a little sexy scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know what happens when
That's what I'm saying.
with
After
virgins on the show, or on horror series.
Because I'm sure
Not
they
on
were
this
virgins.
Well, I don't.
Freya, she's definitely a virgin.
You don't know? No, I
She's
don't
been
know.
alive for one day out of the year. There's no way.
It's 1 year out of every 100 years.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
she
She
had
was held
plenty of
prisoner.
time.
She was held prisoner.
Well.
She was allowed to walk the earth for that 1 year because she was away from what's
Dahlia.
her face? Yeah, Dahlia.
Well, anyway. That's this episode.
Horror movie, Kill the Virgins.
Next week's episode is the season finale. It is called The Feast of All Sinners. And here's what they give us synopsis-wise. In an explosive season finale, the Mikealsons find themselves out of options as they face the all-powerful and unkillable entity known as the Hollow. With the life of Hope at stake, Vincent proposes a final, desperate plan, one that will force Klaus, Elijah, Haley, Rebecca, and Freya to make the greatest sacrifice their family has ever endured.
Yeah, they're gonna get Cole back and sacrifice him.
God, that's an idea. No, but if you watch the actual promo, the plan is, they're gonna need to sacrifice one of their, they're gonna need to sacrifice a Mikealson.
Yeah.
That's not what it sounded like.
No,
what it sounded... Okay.
I'm going on. Like, the whole, it's like, we need to sacrifice a Mikealson. Okay, so any volunteers? He goes, so which one of us will do? He's like, 4 of you. Basically, his plan from the promo, this is like a 30-second little extended promo, he's going to somehow split the Hollow among the 4 of them. And shove the Hollow, because the initial thing was going to shove the Hollow into one of their bodies. No, he's going to shove the Hollow into 4 of them.
It's to keep her...
To split her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to keep her, weakened because she's not whole.
Mm-hmm.
So, her body, her
Like
bones,
the 4
her
body
pieces,
parts that they were
yeah,
spread about. But he also says, this, at the last bit of the promo before it's like, next week on the season finale, it's like, that means the 4 of you can never see each other ever again.
That's not gonna work. But
Obviously.
do you guys remember when the Mikealsons themselves were the unkillable entities?
Well, yeah. Except
Until they needed to die because of,
Before we even I'm talking about before we knew about the White Oak stake and everything, they were the unkillable entities. They were the immortals of immortals. So I think it's funny that it's kind of come around to the Hollow being the unkillable entity when, and they feel like so weak in comparison, which is it's hilarious.
It's like, I don't even know the word to give this. It's a thing in many TV shows, animated and not.
So if it's got to be in 4 of them, it's basically just one of them doesn't get the Hollow.
Yeah.
right.
If they pull Cole back, yes.
Yeah.
See, I don't see a problem with putting part of the whole Hollow and Cole, because Cole doesn't even want to be with them. He doesn't care. He wants to be with Davina. So that would be okay. He can, whatever. Rebecca, that's an okay thing too, because,
She goes- she's off and on
she
constant-
likes to
she's
go
off and
and
on
travel.
yeah, she's she's obviously yearning for someone to love because she's on Marcel's ass right now.
Freya's gonna be one.
Freya can be one, yeah, because I mean,
And
but
then
they'd have
that way,
That's
that
never
way,
she
if
dies.
they do that and they give it to Freya, and Freya leaves too, then they could put it in either Klaus or Elijah, and it wouldn't matter because they could still be around each other.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Yes.
One doesn't have it, one doesn't have it.
So one of them gets to go visit everybody, but the rest of them can't visit each other.
I think putting it in Klaus would make sense, and Elijah being the bridge between the family.
yeah.
That makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense, yeah.
All right, so we ourselves have figured it out. We've mapped it for everybody to think about, but it's not going to happen that way because that's the way things always work.
Let's give it to Stefan and Damon and Elena.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would have much preferred that because I didn't like any of them together.
They could.
They had
They
to deal,
technically could.
they had to deal with their own unkillable entity that they wound up killing. So,
Yeah,
That is true.
no, but
I
yeah, you're
Kai's
right.
still alive.
And I gotta... Kai's still alive, yeah. I gotta laugh, because, like Nikki brought Season 2 of the Vampire Diaries is like, the original vampires, they cannot be killed. They are, the unkillable boogeyman, and then it's just like, it just kept progressing upward from there. It's like Dragon Ball syndrome. There's always something stronger
Well,
looming
yeah.
in the horizon.
Well, the show works, right? That's the way it should be.
yeah.
They
I
gotta
mean,
top the one before them.
that works
Or,
for a
then
lot.
you,
Like,
then you have Supernatural, who brings on, God's sister, and then they
yeah, I know they do that for Supernatural too. Every season is a brand new powerful thing that they have to somehow defeat. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Thinking about Kai, leave me alone.
I was like,
I know, what are you humming? Oh God, I know what you're humming.
Spin Doctors.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to hear that song without thinking
he's
of
gonna
Kai.
be insane. Like, if they ever go to get him out of there, he's literally gonna be insane. He's gonna be worse than he was before. He's just gonna kill everybody.
I really hope that Klaus has some use for him, like, needs to get Kai out.
He's going to be a gibbering mass. Like,
Or he learns to, like, shut
Or-
things out of his mind, and he doesn't hear spin doctors anymore. It's completely mute to him, and he walks out, and he's like freaking Buddha or something. He's just
Or
like,
or he just casually works the Spin Doctor's lyrics into every conversation that he ever has.
it would be that, because that's Kai, and Kai is hilarious like that. That would probably be what he did. The other option is completely blocks it out of his mind, and the second someone turns it on a jukebox, he just commits mass genocide. Like,
I'd be
wipes
like,
out
just
the population
go ahead
of
now.
half the state
While singing.
while singing it.
oh man, can you tell how much we love Kai, everyone?
It becomes a trigger.
Just a bit. Does anybody have anything else they want to mention for this episode?
It's the finale.
It's the
I-
penultimate episode.
No,
This-
this was.
This was.
This was. That's what I'm talking about for this episode. Or preempting next week's.
In comparison to all the other seasons we've watched, this is a short season, 13 episodes. They only had a 1 week break. So not only is it a short season, but it's the shortest watch season this year for us, because a lot of them took like 3-4 weeks for a mid break, and then they took a week here and a week there. So like it was extended over more months, where, I can almost say that the originals went straight through from episode 1 to the finale. They only had a 1 week break for their mid-season. So it feels like I just started watching this season. And I'm kind of sad.
By comparison to all the other shows we do, you did.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get a point across. Like,
I liked it. It felt better. It felt much better
It did
pacing
feel
for me.
better pacing-wise, because I wasn't sitting here... Like, that's why I like a lot of the HBO shows.
Appreciating.
They're like, you know, I watch Game of Thrones every year. It's 10 episodes, but it's 10 weeks in a row. With the exception of that one year they skipped a week for the Liberace movie, which we strangely all got together and watched anyway because whatever.
Liberace.
Yeah. It was a weird time. Anyway. Yeah, like it's 10 weeks in a row. No crazy breaks. I like that. It's good. It's a nice, even, solid pacing.
See, well, most of the reason why they take breaks like that is because, like, say the Grammys or like Super Bowl and stuff like that. So, like,
Holidays.
there's holidays as well.
Alright,
So, like,
yeah.
for the originals, there wasn't really a holiday except for Easter.
Easter.
And
Yeah.
they aired on a day of the week where there wasn't going to be much disruption.
No, so I mean, I feel like shows that are placed in certain slots should go all the way through. Like you're right, it did feel better that it was one after another almost. It keeps your mind focused on what's happening in the plot. You don't really lose things. Kind of like when you go on summer break when you're in school, you'd kind of forget everything you learned, and then the first month or so from going back to school is basically rehash of last year.
Yeah, it's one thing that always annoyed me. But
So, yeah, I wish more shows would do that. Like we're capable of doing this, going straight through. But yeah.
Just go ahead now.
yeah. Anyway, I think that's our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said now.
Before he continues to sing.
Please.
Where can they find you, Dom? The gears are turning. He's trying to figure out how to work that song into his outro.
How about that now? You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Damn it, Dom.
Now.
Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, not singing the Spin Doctors.
Oh shit.
Kim, where can they find you?
Also on Twitter at HUFFITY. UFFITY.
You can find me on Twitter at Philidrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcasts. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching. Bye!
Bye.
I know what a Prince and Lover ought to be.
I was waiting for it.